So here we are at the Heroes table, and I of course am alone, but as long as you're with me, I'm not alone. And today what we're going to be doing is working on a Davy Crockett replica rifle. When I was growing up as a kid here in Texas, I used to go to the Alamo every chance I got, and one of the things I really liked about going there was I got to see Davy Crockett's old Betsy rifle. And when I grew up, like I have right now, and by the way, if you're hearing some grunting and groaning, that's not me. It may be audience members out there, but it's not me. It's my dog Rambo, who's cleaning himself while I'm doing this. But anyway, I had bought a kit of Davy Crockett's rifle from CVA, I think it was. This is the kit. And I actually sent off, I found a guy up in Canada. I went to the Alamo with a sketch pad and a measuring tape, and I sketched all the parts on Davy Crockett's old Betsy rifle, which the Alamo didn't like too much, but they didn't have any rules against it, so they let me do it. And I had a fella up in Canada cut me all the metal parts. So this kit, you know, came with things like a barrel, which I blued, and all the pieces necessary to make an actual working Davy Crockett rifle. But I started carving on this, and I started carving on this 8 years ago, and I've gotten that far. Magic. And at any rate, it's taking me too long. So I remembered hearing about a Franklin Mint had made a replica of Davy Crockett's rifle. And I kept looking for one, and every once in a while you'll find one for $100 or something on eBay, and nobody wants them because they couldn't actually shoot. They weren't an actual functioning flintlock muzzleloader. So I found one, and I thought, well, I'll use the parts off of it, and I could speed up this process. Lo and behold, I get the thing, and it's an exact replica of the rifle. It has heavy-duty engraving. It's got a walnut stock, an oiled walnut stock. It's even got the Davy Crockett, writing from when he was given this rifle back in the, let's see, when was it? 1822. You know how I know? Because it's written right here. Tennessee, provided to Davy Crockett at Nashville, Tennessee. And it has all the detailing on it. It's an exact replica, but the barrel doesn't work. It's in a non-functioning barrel, but, and this is for people who are building muzzleloaders, which is really interesting, it actually has a double set trigger. And it's got a firing mechanism. Everything on this thing works except the barrel. Now, I'm not a gunsmith, as you can see by my latent abilities, or non-latent abilities, but I'm figuring if I can take this barrel and replace an actual working, tested and made for firing barrel into this replica, I'd have a functioning rifle. Now, I'm not making any guarantees on the safety of it or anything like that. I'm going to make it safe, but it's just, this thing is just so close to a real rifle that I think I can do it. So the first thing we're going to do is I've got a little tool here, and I'm going to take this barrel out, and we'll see if we've got something we can use. So let's give this a try. Let me clean my work area off here a little bit. And you know, a lot of people who build these muzzle loaders and who have hobbies like this have a lot of money to spend on it, and I'm really doing this as cheap as I can because I don't have a ton of money to spend on it. Even though I got several other replicas around, it looks like I spend a lot of money on this stuff, but I really don't. I try to do as much of it as I can myself. Sweat equity, as they say. Okay, this is a little tool that my father actually built for me when I was a kid, when I used to work on these kind of guns. And there's these little pins right here. First thing we've got to do, actually probably the first thing I ought to do, there's a screw right up here, so I'm going to take this screw out. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is remove this screw back in the back of the barrel that holds it to the body, and the rest of the rifle is held together with those pins. So that came out pretty easy. As you can see, it's got a signature on it. That's the way the original rifle was. It's not the way my functioning rifle is going to be, probably. Alright. Let's see if we can't get these pins to knock out a little bit. I'll hold it up like this. And of course I made a big gouge in it, which is the way I do things. I'm going to use something very unorthodox. I'm going to use a nail here. And that worked a lot better than my dad's little part that he made for me. Okay, you just get it started a little bit. Now most people who are muzzle loading fanatics will see me doing this and go, oh my gosh, that guy doesn't know what the heck he's doing. That's why I'm building this from a replica. Because I don't know what I'm doing. And hopefully this will help all the other folks out there who don't know what they're doing. Okay, I got me some good grippy pliers. See if I can't get that part and just, yeah, it's going to just come out. This way hopefully I can be a little carefuler with the rifle stock, which is, like I say, a very nice walnut stock. Okay, that came all the way out. Okay, so I got these pins out of here. I got the screw out of there, and there it goes. See, it came right out. And upon examination, look at that. This thing is actually bored out, so it can't ever be used as a rifle, which I guess is good. This thing is actually bored into the metal. So, for the most part, this thing is almost a dead-on actual rifle. I've just got to replace these pin pieces into this new rifle stock, this actual functioning rifle stock. I'm going to have to carve in a couple of pin pieces. See, the original pin for this stock is, well, right about here, right here. And if I line these up exactly, I've got to cut a pin hole here and one back here, and then this can be an actual stock. Looks to me like it's going to, I mean, an actual rifle barrel. Looks like it's going to work. Okay, so here, Rambo, he's not going to want to stay up here very long. This is the actual barrel. This is the fake gun. And look at that. They fit just perfectly. Let's see if this trigger mechanism, trigger mechanism doesn't come down on it quite right. I'm going to have to adjust that somehow. See, it comes down just a little too short here. But little ingenuity, and I've got these parts off of that CBA kit, so I may have to replace this. But all in all, I think I'm going to have a functioning rifle out of what was a very inexpensive replica, and save me a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of work that I don't know how to do. I don't know how to do this kind of work, and probably do a pretty bad job of it. And this is really a nice piece. So this far as I'm going to get today. Next go around, we'll show you whether or not it's safe to use some